Yo, hey, what's up guys? And it's about time. We get a new fusion and it's coming on the 16th this week. And of course we get a new champion and he's called, okay, sorry about the pronouncement because yeah, Ugir, the Wyrmeater, Ugir, something like that. That will be the new champion that's coming around, and we will take a look at his skills because they are super important if you want to make a decision if you want to pull it. So let's go ahead and take a look. A1 attacks one enemy, has an 100% chance booked of stealing a random buff from the enemy, also has an 80% chance of placing a block buffs debuffs on the enemy for 2 turns. So I don't know where to use it. It is nice, block buffs is always nice on a single target, and a random buff is kind of, yeah, you never know what you steal, and maybe this could be used in Hydra, in Arena, and Plarium said he is an anti-reviver, so we will take a look at it in a second and to find out what the thing is about that. And let's take a look at the A2. Attacks all enemies, has an 100% chance of removing all buffs from all enemies. That's nice if there wouldn't be the polymorph out there, but that's another thing. Maybe if it gets nerfed, then it will be better. Then has a 100% chance of placing a 25% weaken debuff for 2 turns. I think that skill is originally in the game. Like, I don't remember. I think it was an epic from the Doom Tower that had the same thing, but if I'm wrong, just tell me. But yeah, all along, that skill right here isn't like too good because we don't know about Arena. Polymorph is still a thing. We don't know how like the nerf will be affecting this, and probably in a good way, and then he will be used, but he has something else than just that one. Let's take a look at the A3. Places a 50% increased accuracy on all allies for 2 turns. Yeah, most of the time I don't need increased accuracy. Yeah, you want to set up your bomb champions, of course, but yeah, maybe. But the second part is kind of good because of your bomb champions. Also placing a 60% increased defense buff on all allies whose defense is higher than or equal to their attack. So if you have more defense, you will get an increased defense. If an ally's attack is higher than their defense, places a 50% increased attack buff on them for 2 turns instead. So that means if you have more attack points, because you're an attack-based champion, you will get increased attack. So yeah, it could be useful somewhere. I don't know where yet. I haven't decided, and yeah, but let's take a look at the passive. The passives, they're mostly the biggest thing about champions all the time. So whenever an enemy is revived, instantly activates Earth Puncture. If an enemy is revived by a champion from the Lizardman faction, the effects of Earth Puncture cannot be resisted. So yeah, let's go ahead. This passive effect will only activate when an enemy is revived using an active skill. So your Godseeker Aniris and stuff, they cannot do Marishka. If I think about it, like, oh yeah, Marishka, no counter to Marishka. Great! Instantly activating Earth Puncture will not place the skill on cooldown. If there are multiple, okay, if you just have a couple of them, you will just use one of them. So yeah, it's kind of like half-wreck, but in the opposite. When they revive, he will just attack and he will just cleanse up the buffs from your enemy team and put a weaken out there. It has a 2-turn cooldown, so keep that in mind. In general, I think it depends on the polymorph and where I should use them. For mid-game players, I don't know if he has like super use or stuff, because you get an increased attack and increased defense kind of randomly. you will make your defense-based champions more tanky, but your your attack-based champions will not getting anything which makes them more tanky. So it's more like just to push your damage more if you are focused on damage, but he's not supporting you at all. Removing debuffs, buffs from your enemies is nice, but like I said, the polymorph in Arena is a thing, and I don't know, maybe like Doom Tower sometimes you could use it, that's a cool thing, but there's not many places where you gotta cleanse buffs from your enemy. There are really not too many, and I'm well known for building teams, and I can't figure out right now a boss that actually has too much buffs. Maybe the Griffin, if he steals your ones and you put it back and stuff, but yeah. So for Arena, I think it highly depends of how hard he is hitting, because he will hit, like imagine your enemy team goes down, they revive and he hits again. If you kill them immediately, that's nice. And of course, if you steal debuffs, their buffs and stuff, that would be cool. But polymorph first, and second you gotta build accuracy, and you gotta use your other skill first to gain accuracy if you want to use it like that. If you are a damage based champion, like, yeah, I don't know. So not many uses for him, I think. If he hits super hard for Arena, that would be really cool, to be honest. Like, hey, just imagine they're gonna revive and you just BAM! It would be nice, but we don't know yet, and I personally cannot show you soon because I don't have access to the test server, and I cannot show you, but you could help me a little bit out by just subscribing, liking the video. And in a summary, what I think about this champion, I will probably do it because of the content. If he hits super hard, I would recommend him, or maybe other people have other like ideas and stuff, and then we find out something better for him. But right now I'm not too hooked, because yeah, it's kind of like a Madame series or that epic champion, and you just hit when they revive. If they don't revive, that passive is completely out of the game. The 8-3 is kind of cool to set up bomb champions, yes, but it just gives you the buff for your damage output and for your land rate, and nothing else, like no turn meter boost to get up to your bomb champions quicker, or something that just keeps, yeah, of course you use stone skin and stuff, but it's not just, it doesn't bring too much, it's just an increased attack, increased defense and increased accuracy. And I personally never need increased accuracy. I never used it like really. I got it on my rabbit, it's inclusive on him, but that's the only time I ever used increased accuracy, and it's not too great. The A1 could be cool, but if he hits hard, I will be happy because I will go for him. But yeah, you gotta do your own decision because it's not looking too great. It's no game changer or something, to be honest. And I think that's where I gotta end the video, because I have said everything about him. He looks great, decent skills, not the best in the world. But yeah, maybe if you're in the mid game, and fusions are mostly all the time the most fun in this game for me. I don't know. There's not much going on, and if you want to do a fusion because you're kind of bored or something, go for it. But I don't recommend him too hard right now. If he hits incredibly hard, then we gotta talk about something else. But yeah, that was the end of the video, and yeah, have a nice day.